Hey guys, welcome to JasonWhiskyWise. Myself, Jason, bringing you whiskey review number 77, where today we're going to review the Arran Sassicaia Cask Finish 2008. Now, this is one which I picked up again on Master of Malt, and the reason I picked this one up is because of the cask finish, as it was a name I couldn't actually say until I researched it online, and then found out how to say the name, which is Sassicaia. So, pour myself a little bit of this dram, and we'll get started with my whiskey review. Now, this is part of a limited release, so it's not something you will find quite openly, and it did sort of get my attention of these limited Arrans when I picked up the Amarone cask, which was the last video, which was a limited Amarone cask. So, if you haven't seen how this bottle looks, I'll leave a picture of it over there, and then we'll return it back towards the end of the video. So, to get in with my review style structure, we'll start with the age of this whiskey. Now, it is a non-age statement. However, if you do some research, like I did, Arran actually specify it is around about 8 years old. So, as an NAS, 8 years is through the history of the whiskey. Interesting whiskey. In terms of the ABV, it's bottled at 55% ABV. The cask selection is 8 years in sherry casks, and then it's finished off for 9 months in Sassicaia red wine casks from Tuscany, Italy. So, almost 9, but we classify it as an 8-year-old whiskey. Now, the distillery itself is the Arran Distillery, which you can see over here. The parent company for them are Arran Distillers Limited, and the region it's from is from the islands of Scotland, which you can see over there, and it's from the Isle of Arran. And it's somewhere I'm really looking forward to going to, because I'm going to be reviewing all the whiskies that I've picked up, and a couple really interesting ones from Arran as well. So those are coming up next. But anyway, minus that, the price on this bottle over there, I think, is around about 90 to 125 pounds. And the reason I can't give you an exact figure is because I can't find this bottle anymore. It was a limited edition run. Once it finished, it is gone. Now, in terms of exclusivity, yes, it is exclusive, being, I think, 5,670 bottles only, and it's very difficult. I've been looking on auction sites and still can't find a bottle, so quite limited, and it's gone quite well. In terms of caramel colour, no, this is all natural colour, and I'll hold that over there. Look at that. That's almost like 3D. Look at, whoa, it's in your face. Unless you could drink it. But yeah, in terms of caramel colour, no caramel colour, but I'd say this is like an old amber with a slight reddish hint. It looks very similar to how the Amarone cask looked, and I think it's because of that sherry influence along with the red wine finish. So, we begin by assessing the nose of this whiskey. So, into the nose. This whiskey is lovely on the nose. So to begin with the nose, instant note that reminds me of like when you open a packet of chewing gum, but like spearmint flavour. A sweet spearmint, very refreshing. A little bit of sour green apples as well, but also that sweeter note is really just following through, and like a little bit of sort of icing sugar on the top of that. Pomegranate, which is a very surprising note. I don't really get that so much in my whiskies. And it's sort of like a grassy wetland that's just, you know, drying up, and you get that sort of aroma in the atmosphere when you're walking around it, walking through it. A little bit of that, and a little salty note as well. A little bit of a raspberry sherbet. And then this distinctive, and this is so easily notable, like a purple, you know those wine gum sweets? It's like one of the purple ones, like a little bit of that, I think it's blackcurrant, a little bit of that note coming through. Really lovely. Really, really lovely nose on this whiskey. So next move into the palate for this one. So into the palate for this whiskey. It does have a sweet but bitter note to introduce you to the palate of this whiskey, and it's not like a bitter saltiness. This is more like a licorice. It's got like nice lot of sweetness in it, like those red licorice pipes. Like a nice sweetness, but little bitter note that does introduce itself towards the mid palate and a little bit to the back. And then you get blackberry jam. Very rich, a lot of blackberries inside it. Those wine gums are back, and those dark purple wine gums. And it's like a chewing through those, getting a lot of them. A nice sweetness as it rolls off the palate. And now towards the mid to back palate, I'm finding you're getting a citrus note. This is like a tangerine zest, but also a little bit of lime infused together with it. Definitely that lime note, and a little bit of sour raspberries, like you're just coming towards the end of their season, you're picking them off, and you're literally popping them in. Really, real nice, tangy sourness to it. And as for the texture of this whiskey, it's more, I'd say, towards a light medium. It's not very heavy, but it's very easy drinking. And for 55%, complete opposite to how the Amarone cask was. So we've got a little bit left. We'll assess the finish and come to my conclusion on the Arran Sassicaia finish. So my overall opinion on the Arran Sassicaia and my finish notes does have a little bit of a dry oaky presence on the end. It does have that sort of red fruits come back, and a lot of them this time, red plums, candied cranberries. That sweeter note comes through a lot now, almost like cherry drops, with a slight herbal note, which I'm really struggling to pinpoint exactly what it is. But a nice, I'd say a medium finish. It's got a nice healthy medium finish. Really, really enjoyable, this whiskey. As for ratings, I am going to go here. And this rating is purely on the fact that it's limited. I'm giving this one an 86 out of 100. Reason behind that, in terms of money value, if it's closer to what I think, around about the £90 marker or under 100, I think it's a great one. But if it's above 120 to 150, like on some auctions, I've seen one bottle there was 150. No, I wouldn't put it at that price range. In terms of cask finish, fantastic. Aaron, you guys have nailed it on the head with this one. Really, really lovely combination of flavors. Those red fruits coming out. That wine gums, which I get so much in this one. That cherry drop sweetness. It's gorgeous in this one. In terms of adding water to this whiskey, I'd probably say no. Really, for 55%, doesn't need any water. It's really enjoyable. And as for time, you can. And I recommend it. That's why I pour normally sometimes ahead of time. And when I tried it the first time, I left it for a long time, and it just really kept developing and really uncovering more flavors. So time does do this one a nice hand, and it adds to it, and so I'd say it enhances it a little bit more. But all in all, I think this is a great whiskey. And if Arran do something like this, part of their core range or part of their finish range, like they did with the Amarone, and made it into a staple one, I think this will be amazing. I think that will be a must-have. So in terms of that, I'm giving it an 86 out of 100. Fingers crossed they do something in the future. Maybe a distillery bottling with a Sassicaia cask finish, because I think that would be phenomenal. But on that note, I'm going to wrap the video up here. If you guys have tried this, let me know in the comment section. I always like looking forward to hearing what you guys have tried and your opinions. But I think this is a really good whiskey, and I'm going to be keeping an eye out for this one. So on that note, I'm going to wrap the video here. Be sure to check out the other videos, which I'll leave over here, the Amarone cask and some other upcoming videos over there and there. On that note, this has been JasonWhiskyWise. If you have enjoyed, drop it a like. Be sure to subscribe. And this has been JasonWhiskyWise, and I'll catch you all for the next video.